Hey Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Luke Stuckmeyer and Cody Del Mendo getting you ready for the Cubs and Rays at Wrigley Field. On Twitter, I'm at Luke Stuckmeyer. Cody is Cody_CHGO. So the Cubs go out to Colorado and they split, which is pretty much all you were really hoping for, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it could have been better than that. They had opportunities, but you'll take the split.
Yeah, the Saturday game was a little bit of an annoyance. I think that, the first loss that we talked about, on Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
That one was
slipped away.
It slipped away and was annoying, but the Saturday one definitely reminded me of all the times that I get pissed off every year at the Chicago Cubs. But, they bounced back on Sunday and we split, and it's tough to win in Colorado, whether they're good or not. I read a stat. Like last year, that team was so bad, but they still went 48-33 at home. Like, I'm telling you, Coors Field might be the greatest home field advantage in all of baseball. Like, it is what it is. So, for me, and I feel like for most Cubs fans, you take a split in Colorado, you come back home. I don't care how shitty the weather is right now. It's better to be here than it is in Colorado.
Yeah, speaking of the weather, Ryan Herrera's out at the ballpark. I'm pretty happy here in the CHGO studios tonight.
Same.
There were flurries at the ballpark as guys were getting warmed up to play tonight's game. As far as we know, the game is still on. So, they'll try and play it. My thought is, and I know you agree with this, that because it's the Rays and they're not coming back into town, they're going to try every bit to get this game in tonight. And so cold I even saw snow in the forecast from between 8 and 9. It's 50% chance of snow. They can play through that. It's when the field gets too wet that it really becomes a problem. One guy who is in the lineup for sure, Seiya Suzuki, your National League Player of the Week. What a start he is off to for the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start. Last week, batting .412, 3 homers, a slugging percentage over 1,000. He's top 5 in F4, slugging, home runs, on-base percentage, all in Major League Baseball. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, when you win National League Player of the Week and you're a rookie, never faced the pitching of Major League Baseball, I don't care. It's not like we played Pittsburgh for the last week and a half. He faced Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta that first series in Milwaukee. And Pittsburgh and Colorado last week, a little bit easier pitching, no doubt. But still, man, I think me, you, and Ryan going into the season, as far as Suzuki, we were our expectations, I wouldn't say they were low, but they were definitely we're going to have to take some time. And
you're talking about for Suzuki.
Yeah, for Suzuki. We were it's going to take some time for us to really see what he is. And maybe we still don't know. Again, the league will eventually adjust, but for what we've got already, this guy's going up there in big moments and coming through. It's not even just doing things when, the spotlight isn't on him. It's when the Cubs need a hit or a run or something, he is coming up and doing damage. And you love to see it, man. You love to see it, especially with I don't know, the Cubs needed an outfielder, and when they signed Seiya, the naysayers were well, we don't know what this guy's going to bring, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. And it's this guy looks like someone that was better than we ever expected.
Yeah, it's kind of the way he's doing it. I'd say if he was just going up there and having a great week or two hitting, you'd say, okay, well, anything could still happen. They're going to readjust, and that's still possible.
Right.
But the fact that he's willing to stand there with such control and poise and watch pitches go by as if he's been in the league forever, his approach makes you think that this very much could be the guy you're getting.
Right.
And the numbers before that. And so maybe it won't always be this great, but I think he's going to be better than we thought the first year around. We were just saying like, oh, if you get a guy that's eventually an all-star someday or an everyday player, that would be a bonus. Right now, he's looking like he might be more than that.
Right.
Brendan Miller's pointing out sneaker game on point today, Cody.
These things are sick.
I'm wearing shoes too, Brendan.
I do love Luke's shoes.
I'm wearing shoes too. Just pointing it out.
Luke wears shoes that I love to wear. I'd love to wear if I was going out, like on a date or something like that.
I don't know. He's been. If you're a Cubs fan, he's worth the price of admission right now. Like,
oh yeah.
It's not only that he's good right now, you can clearly see that he is a piece of the future. And I know we're basing it on, a handful of games, but it's better than the alternative.
Right.
Which every national prognosticator was saying, oh, it's going to be a slow start. He's really going to have to adjust. Listen, he seems to be adjusting just fine to the culture. And then he comes out and tells Jordan Bastian through an interpreter and reporters today that he was asked about, do you like having all the scouting and the video and all those things? And he's like, no, I haven't looked at it yet. Like, what? He wants to go up with his own baseball eyes and give it the old Seiya test himself. He wants to see what pitchers are doing. He wants to see their tendencies on his own. He wants to see the velocity coming in and rate it himself. He doesn't want to. Then he'll use that stuff later if he needs it.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's doing this without like crunching video on pitchers and he's just going up there and saying, all right, I took a couple pitches, I got him.
Right.
Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, the fact that he hasn't needed to like really scout another pitcher or anything. And again, Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, and Freddie Peralta were the first 3 starting pitchers this guy saw coming into the league. And he's going to see more. And like, again, eventually there will be an adjustment period. But man, like as far with the approach alone, you have to love what you're seeing because he can give you everything from what you would want from a hitter, whether it's power, like yesterday, hitting that big home run to kind of
opposite field,
right? To like, the Rockies kind of made that comeback after they got some runs off the Cubs bullpen. He got that home run exactly at the right time when the Cubs needed it to kind of slow that momentum down. In games beforehand, he's, whether it's getting on base or just, given a quality at bat, whether that's getting a walk or whatever, like he's just doing it all. And like, for me, it's like, I keep saying it, but it's just so refreshing to see the Cubs offense doing those types of things. And like, I'm going to enjoy it while I can, because again, there will be an adjustment period and it will be interesting to see how the league adjusts and how he adjusts to that. But man, like right now, he just looks like he's incredibly locked in, and it's a big test for him this week against this Rays team that has definitely better pitching than both Pittsburgh and Colorado.
Well, he's looking for a 9-game hitting streak, which would be tying for the most for a Japanese-born player to start his major league career.
Right.
And the Cubs, I think I tweeted, and it was a little disappointing. They had all these hits. They had 26 hits in 2 games, and they didn't have a home run in those 26 hits. And, it was kind of the last year it was all home runs. And you're saying you need more contact, guys. Then you get all the contact, and you're like, well, where are the home runs? So Sunday, that's what you want to see. It's the combination of the two. You get a couple home runs mixed in with all the hits, and the Cubs are actually leading the majors with a 281 batting average. Like,
right.
Wow, maybe it's going to work. I don't know. But it's a small sample size, but you have to like the way the offense looks early on.
Right.
A little more power maybe, but
yeah,
you like seeing all the doubles.
I'll tell you this. I remember last April, the Cubs were like among the tops in the league in strikeouts and would be lucky to get 5 hits in a game. And I don't know about you guys, but I hated watching it, like the way that offense was rolling. So, I think, yes, the Cubs will need power eventually. And maybe they'll get it within their own when Brendan Davis comes up.
Right.
Or, again, if say they mess around and are somewhat in it in June or July, and like another team that has a power bat out there that maybe might be a little bit older that you're not going to need to trade a ton away to go get. Like, again, I'm jumping way ahead there, but like, it's not going to be significantly hard, in my opinion, for the Cubs to go get a power bat if they actually need one down the road. But like right now, you still have power in the lineup with, say, Contreras hit one yesterday. Patrick Wisdom seems to be coming out of that slump finally. There's other guys as well. Frank Schwindel, he hit one over the weekend. Like there is power. I think it's just taking a little bit longer for the power to come with the contact. So I'm willing to, ask me about this situation again in 2 weeks as far as like, is there too much power? Is there too much contact? I do think right now it's like, yes, we're getting way too much contact because we lead the league in like ground ball rate and like there's a double play every half inning, it feels like. But you got to love how the Cubs are getting on base and how they're, creating opportunities. Just got to get the ball up in the air a little bit more.
You have to take wins when you get them. And so just enjoy the fact that the Cubs are playing pretty good baseball. The offense looks good.
All things considered,
yeah,
yes.
When Seiya's playing like this, you break out the dreamsicle shoes, kicks, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said before we went on. Your Air Jordans remind me of a dreamsicle, and I think you can kind of get them mixed with like grape occasionally. An orange push-up.
Yeah. No, I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Those are nice, clean too. You didn't even wear those in. Those came out of the bag.
In my bag. Yeah, just got them in the mail the other day.
Eric says, he thinks the biggest adjustment will be when they start pitching him high and inside.
That's a good point.
I get that, Eric. I agree with that. I will just say he does not chase stuff. So if they're going to pitch him high and inside, they're going to have to be strikes to be a problem.
Yeah,
because he will sit there and take. It's interesting to watch him take strike 3 looking, and he's done it multiple times, and he's not afraid to do it. And the one time he did it yesterday, it was ball.
Oh, yeah.
He struck out, and it was clearly outside, and he was like, I'm not
Cubs
swinging
Twitter
at it.
blew up about that. Rightfully so.
He was right. It was outside. But he will strike out sometimes that way if that's how disciplined he's going to be in sticking to the actual strike zone. And he also, by the way, got the respect of the opponent in the Rockies when they intentionally walked him. And I was like, interesting. They're not even going to try to get him to chase a ball. They're just like, no, go ahead, take your base. Right. We're wasting our time. We might throw a wild pitch when we do it, like just go down to first base.
Right. One more nugget on Suzuki winning Player of the Week. I said it to you before we went live, but Jesse Rogers tweeted, Seiya Suzuki didn't know they gave out Player of the Week awards. He does now. Also thought for a second the box of Jim Beam products that appeared at his locker was because he won. And then I guess he was quoted, I can't drink alcohol. So this guy's like 27 apparently. I don't know. But it's just funny that he just didn't realize that they had Player of the Week awards.
Yeah. He's in the lineup, and he is in the cleanup spot. So he's slowly moving up the Cubs lineup with the way he's playing.
So for all the people who were asking when he was going to move up, it's tonight apparently.
Took a little time. It's tonight if they play the game. Madrigal leading off. He's been pretty good. Had 3 hits in Sunday's game?
Yeah, he had a great series in Colorado. Even defensively, I thought he was pretty good in Colorado. The shift beat the Cubs a few times, and he was able to range over and at least try and make a play on a few things, but also just routine plays he was very good at. So
we've got Contreras and Yan Gomes back in the lineup, and I know that's a combo you kind of dig, right?
I dig it. I think I tweeted it yesterday. Like Yan Gomes been hitting in the few games that he's been in. He's been hitting. So yeah, I love Yan Gomes right there in the middle lineup at the 5 hole. So yeah, no, Contreras and Gomes.
You see Patrick Wisdom batting 6th and playing 3rd, and we told you Thursday. We don't want to brag, but we're going to brag. Thursday night, the chat was filled with Wisdom hate, and I'm not saying it's going to turn out that he is an all-star player this year. I'm just saying there's no reason not to play him right now.
Right.
Go ahead and find out what you have. Let him see what's good. It's too early to just after 5 games be like, oh, bench him. Bench him. He's had enough. Like, put him out there, see what you have. Now he's a doubles machine all of a sudden.
Now the hate has moved to who's batting 7th, Michael Hermosillo.
Yes.
Yesterday in our mentions, a lot of people were like, we need to cut Hermosillo and bring Rivas back, which we haven't talked about it, but Alfonso Rivas got optioned to AAA Iowa on Saturday. And originally I thought it was because so Mark Leiter Jr. could start for the Cubs, but he has not been recalled. So I guess it is what it is. But I assume
he'll be back. He'll be back. I'd be surprised if he's not back up.
But Michael Hermosillo, he is just missing on a few of these. I think there was a bat he had yesterday where he just mashed one on a line right up the middle, but right into a glove. And if he would have got a hit there, would have scored at least 2 runs. I think the Cubs had the bases loaded. He put up a great at bat and everything. To me, he is putting together great at bats. He just hasn't got that hit yet. He still hasn't got a hit this season. So I like that he's back in the lineup tonight because, like I said, he's giving good at bats. Just the luck, the baseball luck factor that you need for the ball to land on the grass hasn't came through for him yet. So plus I think it's a lefty on the mound for the Rays, so it makes sense that he's in there. He's always going to be in the lineup when there's a left-handed starter. So I like him at 7.
Nick says Hermosillo, true outfielder. Rivas isn't primarily an outfielder. My thing with Wisdom is we wanted to give him time, and he had all these doubles over the weekend. He showed the power again. 17 doubles for the Cubs, the most they've had in a series since 1931, I believe was the stat.
Wow.
Like I'll take doubles. It's you worry about just the contact thing when it's just like little fluff singles that are just blooping out there.
They're hitting the ball hard.
When you're hitting doubles, when you're getting at least multiple bases out of it, it's a different story.
Some of those doubles were off the wall, so they could have been homers in other ballparks. Yeah.
Ian Happ in left field and Nico Horner playing short, who continues to play
very well.
Solid defensive shortstop so far. So that's another, again, don't freak out, but that's a good thing to see early in the season.
Yeah.
Ryan Herrera, we mentioned, is at the ballpark. He tweeted just before we came on that Wander Franco, right quad tightness, is out for the Rays tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if that's one of those things where he walked out of the dugout, Wrigley, saw the flags. I'm good.
That stinks.
The quad.
That really stinks. So he's a guy I really wanted to watch tonight. I'm really enthralled with what he brings. He's a fun player.
Yeah, he destroyed the White Sox this week. I know the White Sox took 2 or 3, but if you look at the box score, he had a hit in every game, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's a good thing for the Cubs that if he's not in the lineup.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Not necessarily for the fans that want to see him, but certainly for the Cubs, it is a good thing. Right. It also could be, guys go to warm out and they go to run, and that quad is tight if you don't have it totally stretched out and warmed up, and they probably don't want to risk it. He's their best player.
Right.
Right. So he won't be in the lineup tonight. We'll see. Right now, they are still calling for a ball game out there, and we're crossing our fingers.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Rays lineup, and when you take Franco out, or Franco, I don't know how you pronounce it, so sorry for everyone.
Franco.
Is it Franco?
Franco?
Okay.
What the French say, Franco. I don't know if they do.
You take him out, and as far as batting average, the next person up is Choi at first base. He's batting .455 right now. I don't know how many bats he has, but the last 4 hitters in their lineup are all hitting under 200 right now. So their offense, honestly, isn't really doing a lot. And I think we kind of saw that with them and the White Sox this weekend. So with this cold weather, the conditions, Cubs players are used to it. I know the Rays.
Nobody gets used to that, though.
Yeah, I know no one gets used to it, but I will just say that I do feel like this is kind of a competitive advantage for the Cubs tonight to at least, put up have a good chance.
I'd say it's an advantage for Kyle Hendricks, and we will get to him
That's true.
in just a bit. Do you have any bet you're laying down on the Cubs thing? I know you like to do a little Cubby parlay.
Yeah, so I have no run first inning tonight for this game. No runs at all in first inning.
For either team.
All
right.
So it's at -131 on PointsBet, which is the best way to support CHGO, is if you download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you. Remember that PointsBet is your home for live in-game betting. They even have a new exclusive feature, live NBA same-game parlay. For the first time ever, build the perfect live same-game parlay only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. You can even boost your live same-game parlays. And now online signup is available in Illinois. You can actually download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. Signing up with the fastest sportsbook is now easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. Use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet, live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
That's a bold move, Cotton, says Nick G. Mike Dubbs says Cubs to score first is plus money, and Justin is saying to Landon that he believes that Brendan Davis will be coming up soon. Well, we've discussed that a little bit, and we think it's going to be later in the season.
Yeah,
unless he really starts to.
Right. I know he's been playing well in Iowa, but
that's not it. They want to evaluate what they have here before they bring him up. His K
rate is up, probably higher than they want. So they probably want him to, work some kinks out or whatever. I think earliest we see him is June. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Pitching matchup, Kyle Hendricks back on the mound. His opening day outing was fantastic. His second outing was one he'd like to forget, and the difference was real simple. Mm-hmm. Control of the fastball, command of the fastball, control of the changeup, command of the changeup. I mean, Kyle Hendricks, generally, you can tell in the first inning what you're going to get. If the command in that fastball is not there, everything plays off it. You don't know what's going to happen. Now, sometimes he will get it back and find it in one of those early innings. And I thought that's what was going to happen in the last game, and then it didn't. So when he doesn't, it's trouble. When he has it, he's outstanding. I'll just say tonight is a great night to have him on the mound, because even if he doesn't have that exact command because of the cold, trying to hold the ball and get the grip on it right, the ball's not going to fly very well out of Wrigley Field. So,
yeah,
they're going to have to really, really rip one to hit a home run at Wrigley tonight, I think.
Yeah. See, I know, like someone said, bold move Cotton as far as the no-run first inning. Kyle Hendricks is like notoriously known for giving up the random leadoff homer or solo shot in the first inning and then going on to having 5 strong of just one-run ball. I get it. I totally get it. I just feel like because the Rays, a lot of the players on the Rays have not seen Kyle Hendricks, and vice versa for the Cubs. So I think it's, especially with the conditions, it plays well into Kyle Hendricks' favor. So. But also, like, the Cubs have been scoring first, like, almost in every game.
Yeah, that's what Dubs was saying, right?
Yeah, so, like, the
last 10?
Yeah, so on both sides, I feel like it is kind of like a risky bet. But I kind of, I think that this one's going to be low scoring tonight. So.
We do want to point out that if you haven't been paying attention to social media, Jake Arrieta basically officially, unofficially decided to hang him up. I think his pitching last year probably showed that, but now he's saying, it's time to do it. There's been a lot of well wishes on the internet, and as poorly as it went in his return to Wrigley, don't remember that about Jake Arrieta. Remember Jake Arrieta as the best or one of the best trades in Cubs history, and for a stretch, the best pitcher in the history of baseball. Just unhittable, basically.
Oh, yeah. So
2 no-hitters.
My thing... a lot of people gave Jake Arrieta a lot of flack last year, not only because of his play on the field, but, he kind of comes off as someone that a lot of people don't like, and kind of like how John Lackey was, for example.
Oh, I thought you were going to point to me and be like, kind of like you.
No, not like Luke. People love Luke. But personality-wise, stuff like that, I felt like a lot of people weren't a big fan of him. And when you take away all,
he's very confident. So anybody that's super confident like that, right out of the gate, you're going to have people that don't like it.
But what I'm getting at is because of, it's kind of like the Ricketts with the politics and stuff. Obviously, Jake Arrieta has, like, I remember in 2015 he tweeted something about celebrities leaving the country. He's tweeted other stuff similar to these controversial issues. And for some reason, it's affected fans' like and dislike of him. And I get it from a certain standpoint, but Jake Arrieta was one of my favorite pitchers to watch when he was great. Like from 2014 to 2017, that guy was a guy that when Jake Day came every 5th day, you got up for that game. Like,
or you were at the ballpark.
Or you were at the ballpark. And like, there's just not a lot of pitchers that I've been able to say that as a Cubs fan. I found a tweet earlier today from Ryan Spader on Twitter. He's a big stats and analytics guy. He tweeted, Jake Arrieta maintained a 0.99 ERA over a 29 start stretch from June 21st, 2015 to May 20th, 2016. He was 24-1 with 2 no-hitters during that span, and his one loss was on the day that Cole Hamels no-hit the Cubs in 2015.
You don't pay for Jake Arrieta opinions. You pay for Jake Arrieta pitching performances during his peak. That's what you should remember.
And some of like the stuff that he said or kind of came off as perceived of what he was doing. It's not even like he threw it out there all the time for people to like digest. It was
A comment to Bruce Levine about the mask was dumb.
That was whatever. Dumb, for sure.
His tweet before that playoff game in 2015, the wild card game, was what made me a Jake stan. I have it up here on the screen. They tweeted they had a blackout there where everybody wore black, and he goes, "Whatever helps keep your hopes alive. Just know it doesn't matter." And then he pitched a complete game shutout for nothing.
Like, I love how that person deleted that tweet too, because they probably got tired of being.
I think it was from the Pirates account, maybe. I don't remember, but it could have been somebody else too.
I thought it was a fan because from what I remember, there was like he quote tweeted or replied to a couple fans that were Pirates fans that were like, saying stuff like that, like trying to get in his head, and like he was like, "No, we're going out there and win the game."
I believe the term was he shoved, Cody.
He shoved, yes.
I don't want to tell you how to say it, but I believe it's he shoved. All right, who you got? Real quick, Cubs and Rays, assuming they play the game.
I'm taking Seiya because you asked me first. I'm taking Seiya. He's going to get the 9-game hitting streak, tie that record tonight. I like him to get an RBI too. I think you get that at plus money, which I'll take that any day. So yeah, I like Seiya tonight to at least get a hit and hopefully lead the Cubs to a victory.
All right. So now the rule is next time I get the first choice. That's how that has to go. Like when a guy gets that hot, you have to alternate who gets it first. So I'll go with the other hot bat in lineup and I'll say Patrick Wisdom.
Okay. That's a good bet.
I was going to go Nico. I always have that second player in my head, and I think Nico.
Patrick Wisdom is a great take.
I'm going to take Patrick Wisdom because I think he's almost as hot as Seiya right now.
If he can lay off the high fastball that's out of the zone, he's going to have a good night.
Let's just hope they get the game in.
Yeah.
And then fly the W.
And hope that Ryan doesn't freeze to death in the press box.
It's going to be right by the heater, I think. Thanks for dropping in to check out the CHGO Cubs pregame show presented by PointsBet. Make sure you come back and hang with us after the game, hopefully for the postgame show. We'll see you then.